Hi there, this is Robert Simic and thank you for inviting me into your world. Given what you've just done, chances are huge that you're interested in creating new levels of success in your life. And as a token of my deep appreciation, I'd like to help you with that right now. How would you like me to take you on a little behind the scenes type of journey when it comes to creating true success? I'd like to share with you something that you probably never heard of before. And it's bound to assist you in a much deeper understanding of success so that you can immediately apply it in your life. I'm willing to give you a short and valuable presentation right now, right here, and at no cost to you whatsoever. Would you like that? You won't get a chance to see this presentation anywhere else, so if I were you, I would stick around, as knowledge like this doesn't come across every day, especially not for free. And to communicate this easily, I'm going to involve you in a metaphor so that you can even access some of these concepts at an unconscious level. All right? So let's start with the question, what is your standard? Are you currently living according to your standards? Or do you find yourself somewhat living someone else's standards? This should be a very easy question to answer for yourself. If you love your life and your circumstances, then you're probably in a very good place, regardless of who or what was dictating your standard for you. But if you feel like you've sold out a bit and settled for less perhaps in some areas, that is your own standard screaming out loud, nudging you to do something about it. If you would have anything you wanted out of your life, what would it be? Have you ever really contemplated that question? Have you ever wondered, what specifically would your life be like, look like, feel like, if you were to have it all, just the way you'd wanted it to be? If you're anything like most people in the world, you'd probably want to change some things in your life, right? Now, so how would you go about manifesting success in your life? Are you using models handed down to you from well-meaning, significant people in your life that may have been successful? Or in more cases than not so very successful? When you look around you and the results which you have created in your life, do you feel like you have the winning formula? Or do you feel like many other people do in the world today? When I ask this question, for the most people, I get the sense that they could do with a bit of an improvement, to say the least. Now, I have an interesting question for you. How would you create $1 billion? What if I gave you a mission and I told you to go out and become a billionaire? What would you study? Would it be finance, business, marketing, or something else? Now, some of them would be the most logical choice, I agree, because it's the study of money. That would be like asking, what would you study if I wanted you to become a great painter? You wouldn't say accountancy, would you, right? So, what would you study? Think about this carefully for a moment, as I'm about to share some really interesting data with you. Watch this. Out of all our billionaires today in the world, sorted by their average wealth, by their degrees, in other words, what they studied, who would you have guessed that most of the billionaires today have majored in engineering? I would have never guessed it. Look at the chart, and by the way, the none category is quite skewed here because of all the people who inherited their wealth. It's not exactly like if you study nothing that your chances are phenomenally good to become a billionaire, right? It also seems that many engineers study business to get some of the business skills that they may need when they transition from engineering to business. Look at the amount of engineers that become successful. I would have never guessed. Engineering? Really? WealthX reports that 13% of billionaires inherited their fortune and a full 60% of billionaires made their money themselves. And those are the ones which we are interested in studying, right? So when I did the research to understand why engineers had such a high likelihood of being successful and why they were so good at manifesting wealth, it became very clear to me that everyone, from Donald Trump to Steve Jobs, knew their desired outcome, and they made it their business to define their outcome as clearly as possible. And then they followed a systematic sequence to the final execution of the precisely what they want as an outcome. And I'm not suggesting that you emulate this behavior to the same extent, because this demonstrates some extreme behavior. Well, unless you're planning to become a billionaire, of course. As you can begin to see, that we often have assumptions that people who are able to successfully create the results that they want are in some way more special than we are. when the reality is that success is not dependent on intelligence, knowing the right people in the right places, or having any secret knowledge per se. All that it takes is understanding a few basic disciplines and applying them in a consistent way, and success is almost always guaranteed. These are the things that almost anyone can learn and master. So ask yourself, what makes successful people different? Why are some people wealthy and others not? What is the difference between wealthy and poor people? Or people that are not that wealthy, the ones that only have enough to pay their bills? Is there a difference between them? Or is it all a matter of circumstance or fate? The fact is that people do get different results. So just maybe there is a difference. What do you think? Don't we all have similar potential when it comes to our neurology? Or are there some that are lucky and they have received an X gene? Or are there the chosen ones, that's my favorite one, that they are allowed to be wealthy? Okay, you know that I'm just joking about this whole thing. You must know by now that I think that we always have a choice in anything concerning our lives, and that we are creating our own path and our own destinies, aren't we? Well, for the sake of transparency here, I'm also stirring up some unconscious ideas here. You see, there are many things that you believe, but you're not aware of them consciously. The belief that people who are successful have some unfair advantage that others don't have is a common belief. If you, however, continue believing it, you cannot ever become truly successful, because for as long as you believe that you don't have the special attribute that will allow you to be successful, you will believe that success is impossible for you. You see, in reality, there aren't people who are successful. Let that sink in a little. There are only people that are either more or less successful than what you are. Even the most unsuccessful person that you can imagine will have a layer of people that they think they're successful. On the other side of the equation, even the most successful person you can imagine aspires to be even more successful, and yes, that even includes Donald Trump. So, do wealthy people have different standards? Let's first explore what standards are. The way I see it is that wishful thinking is a should, and something that is a must is a standard. If something is a must, it means that it's a standard that must be reached at all cost. People do differ in terms of standards. Shoulds are not standards. They are those ideas that people would feel that they should reach, but they don't. The people that don't pay all their bills, they know that they should, and they want to pay their bills, but they run out of steam and they simply don't. The common excuse is that life gets in the way. You know them, and we all have them. I should get fitter, but I don't. I should live a more healthy lifestyle, but I don't. What we do instead, we just use them to make ourselves feel bad. We literally should all over ourselves, but never do anything about it. Until one day, when there is a gun against our head, metaphorically speaking, or some sort of a dreadful disease that would make us stop everything in our lives and prioritize health, right? So the answer to being successful is to perhaps raise your own standards all by yourself long before life does it for you, and then it naturally becomes a must. There are also people that are open to true abundance, and their standard is to be financially free. And by financially free, I mean that they have no need to work anymore, and their bills would still be paid, and better yet, they don't have to work one more day in their whole life. And yet their overall wealth would continue to grow all by itself. I hope that you sense that turning your shoulds into musts is the way that you increase your standard. And it should also become clear that success is based on your ability to raise your standards, and it's the compound effect of continually raising your standards that progressively makes success an even bigger component in your life. So, another way in which I can illustrate the difference between a should and a must, think of something in your own life which you know that you should be doing and you really would like to do, but you're not. One of the founders of NLP, Richard Bandler, had an excellent way of creating musts in his clients. I would not emulate it necessarily, as I have some ecological questions to his practice myself, but it really brings the point across very well. Richard kept his heavy .45 caliber revolver in his office, And every now and again, when he felt that his client was struggling to turn a should into a must, he would pull out and place the business end of his revolver against the client's forehead and say something like, "Are you going to raise your standard, or do you want me to pull the trigger?" Everybody knew that, he was not going to actually pull the trigger, but just the idea of the gun firing was so powerful and associated so much pain to not taking action that their standard actually changed instantly. So what are your standards? Where do you fit into our example of paying the bills? Just a question for self-reflection, I guess. Be honest with yourself and consider it. And if you're not sure for some reason, how do you feel about the outcomes in different areas of your life? Here are some common flags. Do you experience stress? Chances are that you need to raise your standard. Do you feel disappointed? Raise your standard. Do you feel bored with an aspect of your life? Raise your standard. Do you feel yourself blaming others perhaps? Need I say it again? Raise your standard. What is the metaphorical gun against your head that will cause you to raise your standard? Okay, so before somebody gets hurt here, let me move on. So perhaps even more importantly, how are your standards determined? Many people would say that it's about personal characteristics or environmental conditions. Our assumption is so often that some people had all the advantages in their life, while the others were more unfortunate. Others assume that it's all about luck, being at the right place and at the right time. I've done some research though that really doesn't leave much, if any, space for luck and similar disempowering ideas. Some of this research includes people that have won the lottery. What happens to their lives after their windfall? Well, 87% of all the people that have won the lottery, within 5 years later, find themselves in a worse situation that they were in before they won the lottery. 87% of people. And on the other side of the spectrum, we had situations in which the wealth of the top 5% was redistributed, and within a very short period of time, the wealth was back with the same 5% that it was taken from. I'm therefore not sure that luck has anything to do with it, and I prefer to assume that we're all equal and in so many ways have the same potential and ability to create our preferred results. There are many wealthy people who are very, very intelligent, and there are also wealthy people that are pretty average. There are wealthy people who have grown up wealthy, and then there are as many that grew up very poor. We also seen many mean and, to their contrast, very generous wealthy people. There are angry, happy, sad, even depressed wealthy people, right? Every flavor that you can imagine. In fact, I will go as far as to say it's obvious to me that wealth isn't dependent on any personality, social, economic, emotional, or spiritual variables that historically influenced any individual. Even if we talk about hard work, it's possible to get very poor people that work very hard as well, right? In my experience with people who are really wealthy, I've noticed some of the differentiators and applied them in my own life. And almost immediately, I started to bring wealth into my own life at home. So, on a serious note, there must be a difference amongst people, since they're getting different results, And in my opinion and experience, since we have very wealthy and successful people out there, that I came to the conclusion that just about the only fundamental difference between successful people and the ones that are not is one's conditioning. When we talk about conditioning, we need to be clear that even though it seems like conditioning is something that happens to you, it really is not. It's more just a perception and the meaning that you create about something that has happened in your life. And then you condition yourself to maintain that standard. And since you didn't come to this world with those ideas, it means that all those ideas were learned, adopted for a variety of reasons. And that's great news, because that means that you can change it, right? So the only real difference is in your conditioning. And by conditioning, I'm referring to your conscious and unconscious beliefs, values, attitudes, states that in turn determine and generate all your behavior. It's the sum total of all your life's learnings, conscious or unconscious definitions and beliefs that we have with regards to creating and experiencing success in our lives. Successful people obviously have these aligned with their ideas of success, which allows them to see things differently. You know, the old saying where one sees problems, the other one sees opportunities? Or as Wayne Dyer wonderfully put it, he said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So what is the difference in the conditioning of people who are successful and those who are not successful? Neither success or failure are something that show up one day. They are achieved as the result of a specific unconscious framework of processing ideas and information. This processing causes consistent actions and behaviors, which over time manifest in results. These results represent a continual measurement of your alignment to your personal representation of success. Now, what if you had a very simple system which consistently delivered your desired results every time? So, why is this important to you now? Most of what you learned about successfully manifesting is dead wrong. To-do lists, binders, traditional goal setting, and endless affirmations are just a waste of time. Hoping and waiting for your life to be better isn't going to change anything. Writing down goals over and over without a proper system in place is unlikely to get you any good results. I will show you how to turn fuzzy ideas into concrete success. I will help you access your deepest desires, teach you how to build and manifest them while enjoying the process. I will teach you how to access your passion so that your work becomes effortless. You will learn my success blueprint. It will work for you every single time without fail. So, is this for you? If you're frustrated, stuck and ready to turn your life around, this is for you. If you feel your life is passing you and you are ready to take control, then this is for you. If you just want to lose some weight, this is for you. If you have a beautiful dream or a wild heart, this is for you. If you want to become someone that is in control of their destiny, this is for you. If you want to have freedom and live an inspired life, this is for you. If you don't have enough of time and you want to have much more freedom, this is for you. If you don't have any skills and you would like to have the freedom to live your life on your terms, this is for you. If you're worried about not being successful because you don't know where to start, this is for you. You're going to discover how to successfully turn any idea into reality and ensure that you deliver at the standard that you want. But first, house rules. No dabblers. If you're not going to stick with this program to the end, this is not for you. No people with excuses. This is a tool, unfortunately, not a miracle. So no blamers. You're in control of your life and your mind. You also need to know that my results are untypical and that you will have to apply this knowledge in your own life and put it to use to get the results that you want. Consider this. Most people who buy any success training will not make any change with it whatsoever. People no longer have the time and attention that they did in the past. They want simple and practical solutions. Traditional success systems are sadly unable to deliver anything but, hot air and hype, which creates a good feeling initially and then leaves you empty. For my success blueprint to work, I need you to have a real desire to improve your life. No exceptions. And as always, I hope that knowledge shared with you today in this presentation was valuable and useful to you on its own. And I sure hope to see you inside of one of my courses. It's different there, where we can connect and chat further about your specific needs, discuss different topics, and where you actually get to be part of a community of successful people and those that are only embarking on this journey now. So here's what you're getting. The Success Blueprint course consists of 3 solid modules. Module 1, the Success Blueprint itself. Module 2, total rebooting of your mind. And Module 3, your Success Blueprint. Now, that doesn't do it any justice on its own, so here it is in some more detail. So, in Module 1, I'll show you how successful people do it, so that you can apply it to yourself when creating your life. You will understand what sets the top 1% apart and learn about the differences that truly make the difference. I will share with you and help you master the core concepts, the 4 universal keys that are needed for success that can be applied in any area of your life. In Module 2, you will reset and detox your thinking so that you can think clearly and focus on what is really important in your life. You will determine what your hidden dreams and desires are so that you can get in touch with your deepest purpose, as well as confront your deepest fears and self-imposed limitations. You will understand truly what's been stopping you so that you can be free to create what you truly deserve. And in Module 3, you will discover your deepest purpose so that you can find the true source of your own never-ending internal motivation. You will learn how to design big, hairy, audacious goals so that you can easily turn them into your reality. You will learn how to finally think like a super successful person so that you can easily become the conscious creator of your own reality. So, you are getting exactly the same system that I personally used to create almost all the abundance that I have ever manifested. It's my best, most valuable learning that I can give to anyone who yearns to be successful, to build an awesome, successful life, career, relationship, or anything worthwhile building. Anything that you can dream and are willing to commit to can be yours now. So, your investment options. One-time investment of only $247 instead of regular price of $497, which makes it less than a half of what you pay normally for it, right? And I hope that it's more than affordable for anyone. But if you need me to make it even easier and break it up into a few installments, then you can also have it for 3 easy installments of only $97 per month. So here's what I want you to do next. Naturally, when you implement everything in this course, you'll see amazing results in your life and your business. And that's why you should invest in the Success Blueprint online course right now. This blueprint to your success is just $247 and you can get your copy by going now to the link below this video. Why should you do it now? This video is a one-time offer as my way of saying thank you for being interested in your own success. You becoming successful makes this world an even better place for all of us. I'm intimately invested in tipping the scale in favor of a better quality of life on this planet for all of us to enjoy. When this video ends, so it does this very special discount. I believe that people who are able to make decisions for themselves and who can take immediate action on a no-brainer offer like this are the ones that succeed where others fail. This very special offer is available only here until this video ends. If you need more time to think about it before you take action, that's alright too. I wouldn't want to cause you any false pressure. This product is always available to you at a later stage too, but at its regular price of $497. So this is really an opportunity for you to get this incredibly valuable online course and access it immediately while saving the whole $250 today. This is more than 50% discount as my own investment in your success. And here's why this is a good decision. If the discount isn't enough to push you over the edge, I have something else for you. You see, I'm so invested in having this training available to success-seeking people worldwide, and I'm so convinced that this will, in turn, get way more people become successful rather quickly, that this training will in so many ways help transforming our world, which is my main agenda as usual. So I went way out of my way and I'm literally taking all the risk here. 30 days, no questions asked, money back guarantee. How about this? I don't think anyone has ever offered you something like this. Okay, are you ready? Watch this. Even if you change your mind about this purchase later on and you use my guarantee, you get to keep everything. How about that? Yep, you heard it right. Even if you ask for the money back, you get your refund. You get to keep the whole course anyway. How's that for a crazy guarantee? You see, I just want good people educated on this matter. And as this is a part of my own journey, my own values and ideals, I simply think that everybody in this world should know the things that I teach in this course, hence the no-brainer offer. But in order for it to mean anything to you as well, it does come as a small investment. It's one of the ways to get you to actually do something with it. I'm so confident that you will not like it, but love it, that I'm finding it so easy to remove any risk for you whatsoever and offer you such an unheard of guarantee. What do you say? So, here's what to do next. Go to the link below this video, choose your payment plan, and then you will get a receipt, of course. Then you'll hear from me via email, and then you will get instant access to your online course. And then you will have the most powerful step-by-step blueprint to build your successful life that you'd love to have. You being on that side of the screen still, watching this video right now, and still listening to what I'm saying here, means that you're the kind of a person that I would love interacting with and serving your purpose further. I'm known, among other things, that I tend to choose my clients to the best of my ability, and so far, you are demonstrating a good amount of interest and commitment. And investment is the only part that you still have to do now to have me in your life and get my full attention. So take action now, go to the link below, so that I can help you create the life of your dreams. Okay, that's it for now. Keep on growing, keep learning, and I hope to see you soon. Ciao.